Good evening. Leading tonight's news bulletin, Niue government's proposal to the Pacific Leaders Forum meeting in the Cook Islands in the end of last year to address and focus on youth employment saw only Niue's leader invited to a Pacific leadership program in American Samoa. Honourable Tokitalangi, who introduced the much-discussed agenda of youth employment at the leaders' meeting, is very passionate about the continuing opportunities available for all young people of the Pacific, as Honourable Talangi becomes the main advocate of youth development in the group at the meeting in American Samoa. The youth present at the regional meeting also drafted ideas and recommendations to present at a global meeting for youth in the near future. As for Niue's initiatives to continue the opportunities available for young people on the island, the Youth Employment Scheme is also a popular program Honourable Talangi is driving to encourage both businesses and youth to embrace. Road safety has become an issue as development work continues with the installation of cables and lines around the island. General Manager for Niue Power, Speedo Hetutu, says that progress is being made, but there have been a few issues that have come up and the department is working on solutions to these problems.
We advise the people to take caution as they come near the trench, and also we have to mark the trench with cones, and also we have to work with public works, water, telecommunication, in order not to damage the services. We can move the trench to the bush area, but there is a limitation also on the legal boundaries of the road itself. And we try to avoid damage the water mains, water power, because it will affect the lives of the people. We try not come to the middle of the road, but stick to the edge or to the other side. Other than that, we also like to use the machine that it will last for until the thing is completed. So those are the two reasons. We don't want to come to the middle because we'll have, if there's any problem, we will have in the future, we'll have to take up also the main road. So we try as much the edge of the road, bear in mind also the services below the road itself.
The rain has also added to minor setbacks with opening up trenches that could also cause damage to vehicles.
What we can do is we can pile up the gravel on top of that trench, and hopefully it will sink slowly, and soon it will level itself out, and we'll continue doing that. But at the same time, in some critical areas, if it's in the middle or near the middle, we'll have to approach the public works is aware of this, for them to somehow seal it with a rough seal or some sort until the final seal come over.
Another issue has been attributed to some people removing safety cones and markings.
We have approached some individuals to not to do it again, but prosecute them, no. But we would like to work with the public to look after and not to remove, otherwise people the people go into it and accident and cars damage because of that individuals removing those safety signs. Yeah.
The cabling project looks likely to be completed within 9 to 10 months. In the meantime, road users are reminded to take precautions while on the roads to avoid any unnecessary accidents. Pacific nations involved in negotiations for an Economic Partnership Agreement, or EPA, with the European Union are being warned that while it's important negotiations are soon concluded, it's more important to get the right outcome, and this is according to University of Auckland Dr. Stephen Ratuva. Pacific nations that are part of the African, Caribbean and Pacific Group have been in talks with the EU to reach an EPA agreement since 2002, with talks said to now be at a critical stage. Niue's EPA negotiations reiterate sentiments showed by many Pacific nations at a regional meeting that the process is long and complicated, and each country are trying to negotiate the best possible scenario. Frank Sianiholo from the EPDSU office involved with the negotiations said Niue's focus within the trade EPA negotiations is the fisheries sector. James Tafatu, who heads the fisheries sector on the island, said Pacific Island countries have always endeavoured to take control of the fisheries occurring within their waters so as to ensure sustainability of the resources for future generations, economic benefits to the country, fairness of sharing and of any proceeds taken via harvesting. Regional and national laws are observed and applied, and lastly, management measures adopted by the region is adhered to. EU, on the other hand, has made it clear that access to fisheries resources is their main interest and wants a substantial answer from the region that confirms EU's access. As to when the negotiations will be completed, Mr. Sianiholo said the time frame is flexible, but the long process is what hinders the completion of the discussions. Only Papua New Guinea and Fiji have signed interim EPAs to access markets in the sugar and fisheries sector, but a comprehensive agreement for all other Pacific ACP countries is yet to be agreed on. A move to revive rugby league on the island has taken an education-based approach. New Zealand Rugby League Development General Manager Dane Gutenbill is on the island and working with the national sporting body to roll out a program in the schools. Primary school level is the focus this week, as it is important to start early. Teachers, coaches and parents have been getting tips on the fundamentals of the sport, but there is also an emphasis on player safety. Rugby League has also proven one of the fastest growing sports in New Zealand, especially amongst Pacific Islanders and Maori.
We've developed a primary school program based on play, on developing fundamental skills, but also of literacy and numeracy and working on kids' enjoyment of education. So I hear it's not such an issue on Niue, but for our people in New Zealand, it's something that we need to do, and we take responsibility for doing that.
The NZRL Backyard League program is a fundamental movement based on 5 teacher-led sessions. The resource is not necessarily restricted to rugby league, as the concepts can also be applied to any sport. The program has also proven to be very successful in New Zealand.
It's been really successful. We've had such big growth. I've said before that we had 16,000 people playing rugby league 3 years ago. Now we've got 37,000 people playing rugby league. So the growth has been over 100%. And a lot of that is because our focus is our people. Our focus is in our sport. It sounds a bit weird, but our focus is helping our own. And that puts us in a league of our own, so to speak. So let's hope that everyone on the island can enjoy all sport, regardless of what code it is.
According to Dane, the response in this week's sessions have been positive. By starting with the primary school level, sports can influence children's developments, but the main message is to get out there and give it a go.
Have a go. Don't be too worried about what sport it is just have a go at sport. It's such a opportunity-giving thing, sport, whether it's self-development, there's pathways now for anyone, even anyone on the island here could play NRL or Super 15 or whatever kind of sport that you're involved with, but it's mainly be involved. Sport doesn't happen without good volunteers, and that's what every country needs.
Dane says that this is his first trip to Niue for a holiday, but it was also a chance to meet family and give back to our wider island community.
It's always important to start with the little ones, and giving them a good experience, talking to the teachers. So a lot of it was about our mantra of making sure that rugby league or any sport is safe, and it's about participation and fun and development. We don't talk about winning at any point. So it was just about making sure the kids enjoy the experience of sport. And so it's important to start at that level. I was here on holiday, so I could only, got to wrangle one day of work off my wife. So I had to focus on mini-mod and looking at and the teachers and their knowledge and that sort of thing. First trip, won't be the last.
Overall impression?
I love it. I love Niue. It's fantastic. I wish I had been here sooner, but yeah, it'll be great.
The hope is that with the information provided, the interest in rugby league and sports in general will pick up and provide an enjoyable and safe experience for children. The The push for Rugby League is also to complement other existing sports codes on the island. Extremely low airfares to the island had many scrambling for their credit cards as Air New Zealand continue to drop airfares from their Grab a Seat initiative. $139 on a one-way airfare will see the passenger leave Auckland for Niue. However, the fare will only allow for a seat and 7-kilo carry-on bag. The specials is also looking favourable for the second flight service due in on the 16th of April. However, that is the last day for the specials available that starts for flights this week. As the airline gear up for the start of the new service on the Tuesday, the 16th of April, it is hoped that more visitors will visit the island. The specials has already brought much interest from those intending on joining the Niue Arts and Cultural Festival starting on the 12th, with the official program starting on the 19th of April. All these special fares, though, are only available online. Ending our news bulletin for tonight, for many she may be a familiar face to the island, dawning our television screens as a presenter for Tangata Pacifica, but Susana Talangi Gutenbill is also an innovative businesswoman. Susana is one of the founders of the online magazine Island Her that connects Pacific women from all walks of life. We caught up with her while on holiday on the island to talk about Island Her and how it came about.
And it basically came out of the idea that there wasn't enough material online or in hard copy about the different successes and achievements of Pacific women all in one place. You know, you had to Google it, or you have to go to, you know, Niue News or Samoa Observer, and I wanted a place to be able to consolidate all of that great material, positive stories about Pacific women in one place, so that's how it became. It's magazine style, so it's fashion, beauty, but also business women. I mean, the focus is raising the, you know, the profile of Pacific women and the great things they're doing, and it's not just, I mean, and a lot of women are using fashion and cosmetics as a way, and as an example, I've done a couple of stories on Hey Niue because, you know, I'm familiar with Niue and I know it's a business that's brand new. It's run by a local girl, you know, she's doing her own thing and, you know, achieving great success. So, you know, she's an example. Another person, probably Janita Pilisi with the Emerging Women's business here on the island, Vanessa Marsh. So, you know, there's plenty of, you know, successful, wonderful Pacific women here on the island, but also elsewhere. So we're talking about people who run businesses, you know, maybe fashion lines or even sitting, you know, in their law firms. So it's all across businesses.
IslandHer.com, where Island Girls Meet, recognizes island women, their beauty, style and lives. But even more amazing is that it is an opportunity for free promotion, as there are no charges for the service. Island Her is a place where women can share their stories, successes and empower others. But for now, Susana says she's taking a break away while on holiday in Niue.
We came here on holiday. I wanted to show my husband the place where I came to as a child and the place that my father calls home, so I want to familiarise him. I am working with Tangata Pacifica and they've allowed me to have a holiday, so I thank my boss. But it's also a chance for me to come and catch up with the locals and, you know, have both of us share some knowledge and catch up with family.
We'd like to wish Susana and Dane all the best as they return to New Zealand tomorrow.